It has become blatantly obvious that for one reason or another, we are up against some stuff that we just can't seem to get away from. Am I talking to anybody this morning? He thinks just for a moment that life has been good, it has been kind, and all of a sudden, of all the things, he begins to go under, and people that he thought were his friends seems to have abandoned him.
Well,
please hear me this morning. This psalmist is saying, the very people that I had put my trust in, people who meant so much to me, have deserted me. Am I talking to anybody? It's one thing when friends appear to have deserted you. It's one thing when outsiders out of the family have left you and you don't know if you're going to make it or not. But it's another thing when the psalmist says, it's my brothers that appear to have deserted me and left me. My mama's boys, who are supposed to be close to me, who are supposed to help me, seems to have left me out here all by myself. And if that's not bad enough, I'm going down not because of something I've done. But God, it is because of what I'm doing for you. Now, just in case that's not clear to you, this psalmist has suggested that he has been faithful. He does recognize that he's not always good. He recognizes he's not always perfect. He recognizes that even though his constituents, his brothers, his sisters, individuals who are supposed to be his friends, are not conscious of some of the things that he's done, but God is. And since God is aware of it and God knows it, and yet God loves him in spite of all of his infractions, he says, God, if you know all of this stuff, you see what I've been through, you know the challenges that I'm experiencing, God, why in the world have you deserted me? You know that life is challenging. You know how weak I can be. You know how inconsistent people around me can be. But God, where are you when I'm going down? Is there anybody in the house this morning that you've ever felt like your foothold has slipped, you are going down, and there's nothing that you personally can do about it? And yet God is saying to you, I'm here for you. You just can't see me right now. Verse 30 is a reminder that in spite of everything this psalmist has gone through, God is still in the mix. Now imagine just for a moment, this psalmist has suggested that he's tired. Anytime you're going down for the third time, it is suggesting you've just about given up. I remember as a young boy swimming in the pool and almost drowning. And cousins standing off at a distance, laughing, thinking I'm having fun. Come here for just a moment. Because some of you are sitting here this moment and life has left you without a strong place to stand. You are going under psychologically, socially, and spiritually. You are tired, you are about to give up, and you don't know whether or not you can handle it. Imagine just for a moment that if in fact the psalmist is David, imagine when his brothers were watching him and assuming that he was too young to take responsibility and too weak to have strength to go up against his adversaries. Imagine just for a moment, you've got some status in your life when you are dealing with something that you don't have the power to overcome. And God has shown up in the mix in spite of your foes and your friends. And he has attempted to suggest to you that he's going to be the one to bring you out of it. When you go up against your Goliath and you didn't have the wherewithal, your own power and strength to get out of it, but God gave you what you needed to get through it. Am I talking to anybody this morning? Maybe there is something in your life that has loomed so large that you just couldn't control it, you couldn't get past it, but thanks be to Yahweh, the God of the Hebrews, that he'll show up in the mix and help you out of it. Verse 30 suggested that he was going to sing even in spite of his tribulation. He was going to give thanks even when situations look bad and deplorable. And I stopped by to serve notice today that you got to be able to give God thanks and sing songs to him when you just don't think you can handle it. When all hell breaks loose. When it looks like the deluge of life is coming upon you, trust God enough to know that he's going to bring you out of it. Now my question remains, what are you thankful for? And I know when life is challenging and it's so large over your life that you just don't know what to do, I dare you to do like this psalmist and trust God. I dare you to turn to him in spite of your situation. When your friends have turned their back, when they become fickle, trust God. When family members don't understand what's going on in your life and don't know what you're going through, turn to God and trust God. Then you can sing some songs, realizing that God is the ultimate one to get you straight to get through it. And you can be thankful even when things don't look good. What are you thankful for? That presupposes you're thankful. Because some of us can go through life and never be thankful. The good Jew says, as we suggested on Wednesday night, that you can give thanks for your food before you eat. But are you just as grateful when you finish? It's one thing to thank God before it starts. But once you've completed it and gone through it, once you've picked up your smooth stones and slain your giants, are you still thankful? Have you solicited God's presence over your life when the battle begins? But when you've been victorious, can you also be thankful? This morning, we gather here hopefully to thank God for all that he's done. It may have been the 1561 or so when they suggested that it was in Massachusetts that they gave the first thanks for the meal they had. It may have been the middle of the 1600s, 1660s or so that they said in Philadelphia that there were individuals who gave thanks along with the Indians because it was harvest time and they were literally thankful to God because they had some food in the midst of the winter. But the typology in the Old Testament is to suggest that there is a type of Christ found in Psalm 69. Come here for just a moment, because the text wants you to know that Christ is here in this Old Testament. It says that while there were enemies all around him, while there was persecution that came upon him, there is an image and a shadow of the Christ that's to come. But the good news is that God is going to bring you out just as he brought him out. So I'm going to be thankful today because God has been kind to me. Because he's blessed me in spite of myself. I'm going to be thankful today. Even when the enemy comes up to eat up my flesh, I'm going to be thankful. That's what the psalmist said. That even though his enemies come up against him to eat up his flesh, he would be faithful unto the Lord. What are you thankful for? Are you thankful that you have health and strength? Are you thankful that you have shelter over your head? Are you thankful that you got a job today? Are you thankful because you got enough food? Are you thankful because the doctor gave you a good report? Are you thankful because you got some solid, stable friends? Are you thankful today because you have family that will be with you through the midst? What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Come on, stand. Thanksgiving is an awesome time. The day that we celebrate with family is better than Black Friday. I don't care what kind of deal you get. And no, you don't need another TV. Be grateful for loved ones.